Hello and welcome back to Lucid's tournament game after a slightly longer pause. I'm back on recording these videos. So let's check out turn 16. So the throne was claimed and my god found a earth gem site, which is nice, and had some battles that don't really need to be shown, except the last one because I lost my leader. Partly to bad luck and partly because just didn't script Iron Skin on him. If I did that, it would have been easy to prevent, but I somehow missed that Oceania had recruited this longbowman, so it took 2 longbow shots to kill him. Well, that happens. The really bad part is that now his troops are stranded there and I need to send another giant to take them out, because you can't just hire independent commanders because they refuse to follow them. But yeah, it's still easy route for the enemy mercenaries and some sites. Events, nothing much. So here you have one commander leading 2 giants. So I'm thinking about taking this next province, pushing Yomi again a little bit. So here I'm improving a little and I'm scripting my protection spell first, so in case any stray arrows come out. As you know, you keep on learning and improving in this game. And also up here, checking out, I have 2 scourges. I'm building a lab to start recruiting Amazons, who are really good. And also just pinging with the commander, just retreat, check out what Lanka is leaving behind, because it looks like Lanka is not very eager to fight, like he's only bringing some reanimated undead that are not very strong. And here Yomi has started to pillage me, which is kind of annoying, but not really much. So here my experienced starting army is taking these provinces, and I'm also using this light cavalry as attack rear orders, because it can still catch, especially if the enemy has some mages. I can catch a mage standing at the back with light cavalry. Also using some monkeys, but using monkeys is generally a bad idea unless you really hire a lot of them, and even then they're not very great. So as we can see here, it just takes a couple of co-oni and they run away. Well, it was a complete waste of money. And Oceania is just attacking some lightly defended provinces. And here, okay, there's a massive province defense dump. And at first glance, I'm just looking at that's a lost fight. But then, when you look at it again, you realize that I actually beat this fight. And this really goes to show how good troops the giants are. So I just have 2 of them. They fit in the same square, which doesn't really matter here a lot, but they're just overall great stats and survivability, and they kill independents very well. This is still a very close fight. I lose one guy. This one is pretty fatigued, but still in full health. The enemy commander is freezing his own slingers, and just one short combustion later they all run away. So yeah, this shows how good the giant troops are if you get them into an optimal fight. And it looks like Yomi is continuing his annoying harass tactics of just raiding all the provinces, probably for both to drive up the unrest and also just to, because he doesn't want to attack, he might be fear that he gets caught by some counter guys. And here I finally reached Conjuration 3, so my pole marches can summon Earth power and get a nice set of reinvigoration. And the Prophet just divine blesses them. So here I'm planning on pushing back the Yomi province, so I have 2 lines for reasons which I can't remember anymore, but I have 2 lines probably because if the first one routes, they don't HP route the whole fight. If I roll an unlucky fear check. So here next up going enchantment that should let my pretender fight with conjuration and enchantment 3. He can fight pretty well. He can make a fire or astral shield or maybe even both. But yeah, here my troops were stranded there, so I am actually making a kind of a blunder here. I'm trying to save some troops from the huge army of Oceanian Eccentrics. But first some warm-ups, some more basic cavalry and attack rear and beating up province defense. So nothing very exciting here. Just taking back provinces. This is still very important in the overall scheme of things, to take back provinces as fast as you can. So here I can see I only have 1 line of giants in attacking this province, so it kind of tells me ahead of time that the enemy army attacked the other group and pushed it back to their province. So here I'm making a very clean attack rear with my commander that works out really well, and now they kill the normal commander and this huge PD dump just explodes. So it's one of the reasons why dumping PD is usually considered bad, because it's so easy to abuse and just work around it. Of course you can't script the commanders, so the commander is always in the behind, and it's really easy to target. And here I can see the other half, and Yomi is bringing his Dione again here. So just clearing out the chaff, wolves and small demons first. Here my Prophet is facing off against 1 Dione. Gets hit once and actually dies to blood vengeance there. You can see the red line from the demon. Even when I had a huge magic resistance, it's still possible to fail a check. But now the enemy runs, and because I won the other fight, this is basically checkmate for Yomi, because he lost everything to retreat. He has no province to retreat to. And here, just a big fight against PD, but I will come back to it later. And here I can see a couple of blunders that I did. So the first one is, you can see the E-Force summoning fire elementals, but I placed them in the absolute worst position, because the fire elementals get trapped behind my own dudes and they just set my guys on fire. So basically I'm fighting against myself here. That was a really bad idea. Remember I was thinking about I don't want them to get hit by attack rear, and for some reason placed them behind my troops, which was a big mistake. So here 1 pole march fights a little longer, but still I did some pretty decent damage. Took almost half of his troops with me, but generally, especially in a case like this, when you are fighting several people, you don't want to needlessly sacrifice troops like I just did. But it turns out there was some good coming out of it, because I managed to inflict decent casualties on him. That should make him be more careful and not immediately push at my capital, which is basically undefended right now. And here looks like after attacking me, Langa already lost one forest to independent attack that also has a nature mage, large wine king there, so it's not easy to take back because it will summon swarms at you. Yeah, here I'm just trying to catch this smaller party with my elite starting army and just falling back to my capital. And in south, I'm just now I'm starting to push towards Yomi because he's basically done. He just lost 2 Dione and his prophet, so now we're coming back to this one fight, because at first I just dismissed this as another one I don't have to even look at because it's obvious that I'm going to lose here. But then something happened, so the enemy Ikisaturs break out very fast, and the enemy cavalry is just slow enough to kill my commanders that he routed first, so my guys don't care about losing their commander, and I held it. So yeah, now we're already on turn 19. So here we can see the brave heroic province defense that took one fight and he turned his big stack around and took the province instead, because I won, so that's another thing that helped a lot here. So it's again one of those things here. I'm taking some I'm pushing towards Yomi because he has basically nothing left. But yeah, one of those things that generally dumping a lot of money into province defense is considered bad. But there are cases when if it works out and you know what you're doing, it's really good, and it's a fast way to get some troops, especially when you're fighting someone that doesn't have that great sacred troops that can just chew through your stuff. So things are working out, but also there are some pretty big mistakes that if I was playing this game again, I would most certainly do differently. And here Langa is just taking this province again with the undead. So yeah, my event is running on, and some throne effects going off here and there, but yeah, overall this is not looking that bad for me. I think I am just knocked out Yomi from the fight, and it looks like Langa is not very committed to this fight either. Now looking up here, he's lost the other province to barbarians, so he basically gained nothing from attacking me. So now I just need to... would be nice if I could just convince him to drop off, but as you can actually see up there, I did manage to... or I'm not sure how he decided, but Pangia decided he doesn't want a big Langa around and invaded him, so that also takes a lot of pressure off me. And here you can also see why scouts are important, because I could see this fight going off, because usually people say a lot of stuff and like to talk a lot in diplo and relations and ask how you're doing and stuff like that, and it's usually reliable stuff, but it's still no compensation for actually having scouts and seeing things, how the fight goes on and what kind of spells they are using, so you know their research and what they are aiming for. So having scouts is really, really important. And if you just rely on stuff other people tell you, they will not tell you things they don't want you to know. So that's why scouts are important. And here Ocean is still raiding with me with some troops, and this time there are enough of the troops that they just run over this province defense. But this is still sort of fine. If I can take out Yomi, I can then push back against Oceania soon when I hit my own research. And here I also sent pole march with bodyguards to stop this, in case Langa wants to keep using this cheap, or basically free, almost free undead to take my provinces. So I'm just showing him that that's not okay. And my attack rear guys are going for the real only valuable target here, so the Mount King, but the Mount King was actually too strong. He just beat up 2 light cavalry and then ran away. And here Oceania is again doomballing his centaurs at me. Nothing interesting. And I'm pushing Yomi. He just has province defense. And also, if you remember, he has really poor scales, so all the money he spends on this is not spent elsewhere. So it's a difference for me because I have actually good money scales. I have order and production, and so my provinces are much more rich than his. He has basically dumped all his scales, so money is more important. But looks like he still had 2 more die only in his pocket, so he's making one more desperate push. But like previous fights, it's still quite trivially easy to kill those die only with the right weapons. And here he's just checking out my province defense with the scout, another ping. I'm in Oceania is checking out, and I'm also pinging Yomi's defenses. And I got another Cryptis. Maybe this one will do better than the first one, who just died in his first attempt. But yeah, there is a sizable army of Oceanian troops next to my capital, and I have basically nothing there. I have just few turns worth of troops. So these satyrs don't really intimidate me, but those centaurs they are expensive. They are 30 gold a piece, so they're almost as much as my gigantes, but cost a lot less resources, so he can have a lot more of them. But they are very inferior troops compared to mine. So here I'm falling back a little bit, seeing this Yomi still has demons left, and I have just 1 pole march, so I'm falling back here and also hoping I can catch. If Oceania feels like raiding, I'm hoping to catch his troops piecemeal. So that's another one. When you fight people, you want to, when they split up, you want to catch their parties with a larger force. So yeah, back again on the video trail. Hopefully next video comes out slightly faster than this one. I took a few weeks of just farming turnips in Valheim, so now I'm free from my servitude to once again record Dominions. So thanks for watching and see you next time.